me busy, and ever since picking it up, I get very addicted. This is my current work in progress. It has like less than a month of work so far, called Into the Moon. It's going to be a horror roguelike where you run away from monsters in mazes. Try and keep it themed around staying calm under pressure. There will be like multiple floors, each with their like own terrain parameters and enemies. You have a limited amount of oxygen. You run out before you get to the end, you're dead. But along the way, there's many complications. As you can see, there's a monster. It sees you, it'll follow you.
Ah.
Thanks.
But complicating things is that you only have so much sprint. If your sprint reaches the yellow, you'll take 4 times more oxygen. If it reaches the red, it takes 8. So you gotta like balance your stamina. But you gotta balance it while you're running away. You want to use up all that stamina, so you have to make those trade-offs while you're fleeing away from scary, spooky monsters. Of course, some floors it can be hard to find the exit. And I love this design, even if it's just all blocks.
They really like watching that paint dry.
If it loses sight of you long enough, it'll like give up chasing you. So you can use the terrain to your advantage. But it never leaves. As you get deeper in though, there will be new foes with new behavior that changes the way you have to approach mazes and leaving. This one I call the patient foe. When it loses sight of you and gives up, it just waits for like 20 seconds. So it's supposed to trap you in dead ends or inconvenience you like this. There's the exit. You have a limited oxygen bar, so you gotta risk it. And as you go deeper into the start mixing and matching, so you're now juggling multiple threads. While keeping in mind where you are in the maze, there will never be a map. So you gotta sense of direction can get lost when you're panicking and under pressure too. And more of this, I'll just skip ahead. This floor I forgot to add a monster. In this video you don't really see it, but there's also a bug monster that's like fairly fast but gives up just as easily. You can see it briefly there. And then I get away before I even bother it. Here's my favorite enemy. These ones are completely invisible. You only get to rely on audio to hear where they are. Thankfully they're very slow, but it doesn't make it less terrifying, as you can see. But I vaguely recognize there's like a monster in some direction. I have to explore these corridors. These are all dead ends, and now the sound is like in the way. So I try going around. Oh, no, it's there, maybe? I don't know, I can't see it. So I have to sneak past, hoping it just won't get me. I don't know how close I was, and I never will.
I can see people without headphones getting very salty at that monster.
Yeah, something I have to like consider. Like just have to straight up say like, you might need a headphone to play this.
What if you're deaf?
You
don't got to play this.
I can add accessibility features, but I'm also like a novice.
You might want to put a shadow or something.
Yeah, at least just like a subtle visual, like don't have to be like exact.
Footsteps pushing up dust and whatever.
Yeah. Something to
or just like maybe just make them like fairly visible.
Oh, you could add like a vignette.
Yeah.
That like at the level of the sounds, there's like more vignettes.
Yeah, and you don't know where it actually is still.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
the player any more special powers in this?
I'm thinking about like dividing like stringing up levels into various worlds which you can start from. You might get a flashlight in one world or another gimmick, but I want to keep the player like fairly powerless. Of course, the details of this game, they change like every day. No, I'm considering adding just having a throwing item. I was considering like having a whole suite of like items you can pick up and fiddle around, like full flesh out roguelike. But I decided simple was kind of better. Like I found this was really fun, so I thought I should like develop what I have here.
Something that might be interesting is maybe like a motion detector, sort of like the handheld ones in the Alien franchise.
Can you repeat that?
Like adding a motion sensor to the game that the player might have access to, so they can see, like in a short range, whether or not something is getting close.
Yeah, something like that is one of the gimmicks I'm considering. Something of like a enemy detector where you can see where enemies are nearby. Not where they're looking, but where they're nearby. But the enemies are more complicated, more dangerous to scale, so you have to like think twice as hard and plan out your moves while still under this time limit.
When you run out of oxygen, like once it hits 0, do you just instantly die?
Instantly die.
I can imagine.
You
like,
do get some back each floor though.
I can imagine like as soon as it hits 0, you get like a short amount of time where you're suffocating, can't get back any stamina, but if you can just get to the next floor, you get another couple of seconds.
Oh yeah, I probably will do that. But at the moment, as soon as it goes 0, it just goes game over.
Question here.
Yes.
Well, I have an idea to share for the enemy that you can't see. So I get it with the whole thing is that it's an enemy you can't see, and you don't really want to ruin it with any sort of visuals that might imply it's there. But I thought, what if you could have, when it's getting close or around, you have like a vignette around the screen that's kind of like gets dark and kind of like pulsates with the sound whenever it's getting close from any direction.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Like tunnel vision kind of thing.
That is a really good feature, and I do want to add some accessibility features.
Yeah. I
But
just thought if you were thinking.
But I also have to face with the rally. I'm like very novice. And,
Yeah.
But it is something I really do want to not make excuses about. And I just want to point out, this is one where I have both the patient and like the other enemy here. I managed to flee one. You see its light go away, but the patient one was still there, so I only got rid of half the problems. And you can hear the bug too. We're really actually on the final floor. Oh, and there's an invisible enemy on this floor too. Of course, I went a bit ham since. You also only get 2 hits. Other than this version.
Where are you getting your sound effects?
Like Pixabay.
Oh, cool.
I'm just picking like strange things for footsteps.
I like the scream.
Yeah.
The sound overall, I think, is really effective.
Yeah.
So
Great
much.
job.
Thank you.
Is there like a overarching a story to the game? Like what is actually going on?
I actually plan on having story, but it's like how much of the story is there depends on like how much I can do, how big I want to bloat the scope.
Yeah.
But the story would be like an astronaut and his partner were on the moon when it like exploded and like big terror right through it.
Yeah.
It takes the other astronaut's life and the astronaut's still there. He's dreamed of being an astronaut all his life to find answers, and here he is with an opportunity to find answers.
Yeah.
So he goes into the moon to learn like the eldritch truth that he might regret
Cool.
while facing a ton of monsters.
I feel like the camera was kind of giving a little bit of motion sickness or something. I don't know if it need to adjust like some speed or something on the camera.
Oh yeah, at the moment, like there's a button to rotate left and right, so no like mouse movement and all that like fun technical stuff I'll have to like iron out. This needs to go.
Oh.
Thank you very much.